He described it like when you're swimming in the ocean, right? Yo, what is going on, Team 20? I hope you're all super well. I'm heading off to training today, Crawley Town under 23s, but I'm not training. I'm just going and doing some running on the pitch because it's the only pitch around where there's actually a decent amount of space for me to do what I need to do today. And that's basically a ton of straight line running, up and back, walk, jog, sprint. Very, very boring stuff, but it needs to get done. My calf is feeling so much better, man. I feel like, if you ask me right now, I feel like I'd be able to train. But once I get into the session, that might be a little bit different. So we'll see, take it slow, ease myself into it, and then I should be fully into training by the end of this week. Next week, I think I have this trail game that the scout organized for me. I'm not 100% sure on that yet. Or maybe it's a week after. No, I think it's next week. Anyway, new week this week, Monday. Tomorrow is the same thing again, straight line running, boring stuff. Today's the day that I'm really missing out on training because Crawley, they play an 11v11 every single Monday, as you guys all know, and I would love to be playing, man. Like, I'm just missing out. And because the thing is, if we play a game against another team, say over the next week or two, I won't have the best opportunity to be a starter just because I haven't been involved in the sessions, which is a shame, but you have to face the reality, and the reality is I can't be a starter right now. I need to work myself back into that starting position, get myself back up to full fitness. I haven't even touched a ball in like, what, 2 weeks now? So we'll get that. I know I need to start kicking ball again, but I can't do multi-directional stuff yet, apparently. As soon as I can do multi-directional stuff, expect me to come down here. I'm going to message Deva, I'm going to message Jay, going to message Richard, anyone that is available that wants to come down and pass, come down, because it's so important. You can do all this fitness work, you can do all this bike and treadmill and cross trainer stuff, all this straight line running, but if you can't kick a football, then you're not going to be at the best possible form that you can be. And with trials coming up soon, I need to be in good form, man. So that's basically the rundown. Heading off to training now. I'm going to try and film a little bit of what I'm doing. I'm not sure how good the quality is because I don't want to set the camera up on the field. Simply because they're playing an 11v11. I don't want my camera to just die. I'll see what I can do though. Look at this. It's actually snowing. They're playing, I'm doing my stuff, but man, first bit of snow is weird. I've never actually experienced snow unless I've actually gone to the snow. It's freezing cold. Deva, okay. It's just been snowing and you're walking in the snow barefoot. Why? Why are you walking in the snow? No comment? No comment. Training is done, and man, my head is so cold. When I was doing my own running, which I didn't film obviously because it was snowing, I would run and the snow would just smash against my face. I've never trained in anything like that in my life. Completely new experience, and I'm so sorry, but I didn't actually film any of the match. I'd had to keep my hands in my pockets, it was so cold. But like, the snow covered the pitch, it looks so sick. I've just gone and done some shopping. One of you guys actually commented it saying that I'm having too much pasta, and I was thinking the exact same thing. I'm like, man, all I have is like pasta and mince, pasta and this, sweet potato and this. I'm not having enough rice. I'm not changing up my diet enough. And so it was interesting because I thought that one of you guys commented it. We're cooking up something today. It's, look, I don't think I've ever done it in my life. I've seen my brother do it, so look, all I'm gonna say is, my Indian viewers, I hope I can do you some justice, that's all. Alright, so we're here with Jay. We came back from training not too long ago. What do you think of the session, mate?
It's good. It's a good session, yeah.
Well, just 11v11, wasn't it?
It was 11v11, yeah.
Yeah. So how do you think you went?
I did quite well, man. It was a good game. I think our team won like 8 or 9.
Really?
Yeah.
You got that new striker, hey?
Yeah. So it was
yeah,
good.
one strike. How many did he score? Like 6 or 7?
Yeah,
was it?
killed it.
Good. But the other team didn't have a goalkeeper, so.
Yeah, that's true. They did, but they, yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, so I was on the sidelines speaking with our coach, and he was speaking with me and another player, and he said something really important that I was thinking during the session as well, and it comes down to trialists, because obviously we get a ton of trialists at our sessions, especially on Mondays because it's 11v11. We need a few extra players. They come down and our coach decides whether they're good enough. And he told me to put this in the vlog. I told him to say it, but he didn't want to.
Yeah.
Basically what he said is that when on the field there's 22 players, right?
Mm.
Let's say 16 of those players are us.
Yeah.
Of the squad.
Yeah.
That means there's 5 other players who he's got to look at.
Yeah.
And that could, let's say those 5 players are only on for 20 minutes all up. So you got 20 minutes to do something. And he said, you have to do something. If you're just doing something simple, if you're just making the pass, and you have to catch his eye. And this is what he's saying. You've got to have a really good touch. Like, if it beats the man, you've got to take on a couple of players. You have to like score a goal. You have to make an amazing tackle if you're a defender. You have to make an amazing switch if you're a midfielder.
Yeah.
And I thought it was so interesting because I was thinking the exact same thing. Like, if you're a trialist, and so many of these guys ask, I'm going to a trial, what do I do? And I think that's so important. Would you agree? Well, what are your thoughts on it?
Yeah, I think you just have to show yourself.
Yeah.
It's one of those things where you can't really like not take risks. You can't afford to not take a risk.
Yeah.
Not too many risks, but to the point where it's like, I need to show myself, not just make that backwards pass. That's simple. Make the forward pass. Take the risk. Because if you don't take the risk, he's not going to see what you're doing.
And if you got to like balance it really.
Yeah, of course.
You got to make that backward pass, but you got to risk it with a over the top ball.
Well, in my head, what I've always been taught, because I used to play midfield, was if you make 5 passes, 2 of them have to be at least 2 of them have to be forward.
Right.
That's how I was
Fair enough, yeah.
Just so you're not always going backwards, and also keeps in your head that you need to be looking for those forward options, otherwise you're not going to show yourself.
I like that, yeah. So he said if you catch his eye, let's say for example you do an amazing cross from right back and we score from it.
Yeah.
You've caught his eye, and he said for the next 5-10 minutes he's going to keep a close eye on you and he's going to watch.
That's actually quite interesting, because when I first came to Crawley last season, so it was like the end of the season, that trial at the stadium, that's why he picked me, because I made a cross from right back, we scored the goal, and I think the game finished 1-1, but I made the assist for the goal. And he would have been watching you after that as well. Yeah, definitely. So that's the tip for you guys. If you're ever at a trial, you got to do something to catch the coach's eye. But that doesn't mean, like Jay said, don't take away from your game. You have to play the way that you usually play, but you got to take some risks. Of course, yeah.
Now, there's a second thing that our coach said to me. He said there's one player in our team that was looking very nervous. Might have been you.
Was it me?
I don't know. Was it?
I don't know.
No. It wasn't you. Anyway, this player's looking nervous, right? And he just looked stiffed on the ball. He would try and take on a player or two, lose it. And then there was another player who scored 7 goals who just looked relaxed and chilled. And he described it, okay, I have to try and remember this. He described it like when you're swimming in the ocean, right? And if you swim like this without your arms, what's going to happen?
You sink.
You just sink.
Yeah.
You're just going to fall down and fall past every other player. But if you put your arms out or whatever and you just act yourself in the water, you're going to float.
Yeah. And
you're going to stay up there. And I thought that was an interesting little, what do you call that?
Analogy.
Yeah, I was going to say analogy. I wasn't sure that English isn't my top subject. But I thought that's pretty interesting. And how would you stop nerves? Like, if you're going into a game feeling really nervous, or a trial, a ton of these guys have that question. How would you reduce the amount of nerves going
Obviously, like me and you probably been to over 100 trials each in our lives. Like,
yep.
See, it's more of a, for me personally, it's more of a routine thing.
Yeah, experience.
Yeah, so as he would know, I eat the same foods every day.
Yeah.
Drink the same amount of everything every day. I'm very balanced with what I do, but it's always very similar to every day. That's how I keep myself in my mind sharp and focused on playing football. But it can be something as little as tying your shoes the way you want to tie your shoes, or things like that.
Yeah.
I know, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So get yourself comfortable. You can't go into a trial being, oh no, I'm not going to make it. Oh no, what's the point?
Yeah, of course though, you want to prepare the same throughout every single day.
Yeah,
right?
of course. Yeah.
But when it comes to trial day or game day, do you do anything differently?
No.
Right. See, like, what sort of mindset do you like to be in?
I prepare the same for a game as I prepare for training.
Right, and what is that? Do you like to be pumped up?
I'll wake up and I have my shower.
Right.
Come downstairs, I'll make the same breakfast every day.
Yeah.
Go upstairs, watch a couple of YouTube videos, listen to some music, relax.
Right. Yeah, see,
it's just what it's what I do. Yeah.
And a ton of people say to me, "How can I be relaxed? How can I go into a trial? How can I go into a game feeling confident in my ability?" And it's something that's different for everyone. Like, I would never do what Jay does.
Yeah, I know.
Like, I don't have a shower before training. I don't care, because I'm going to get sweaty. That's just what I think. And then for me, training and games, I like to be chilled out. I like to have fun. Like, even in games, like before warm-ups, everyone's so serious. I'm there like, oh, can you guys smell that? Like, that smells so good. And then people are like, you need to switch on. And it's like, well, I'm not that type of player that needs to switch on. I already know what I need to do. This is the mindset I want to be at, and it's different for everyone. So you need to find out what works for you.
There's also a difference between not taking a game seriously
100%.
and getting yourself in this mind state where you realise it is a game of football. It's not it's not live or die. It is a game of football. So go out and enjoy it. You're playing football at the end of the day. We're not we're not in war or anything. I mean, it could be a lot worse.
Yeah, and so with my sort of mindset, the chilled mindset, that I just allows me to play freely with no worries, and I write some stuff on my hand, like the concepts of an attacking midfielder, so that I can look down on those and remind myself. But
I've done that before.
Oh really?
Yeah, I used to do that.
Really good, isn't it?
I just get a bit of tape, put it around my left wrist.
Yeah.
It was more of a mental thing because I'm a little bit off balance as far as it's one of the things you probably don't know. One of my legs is longer than the other one.
No way.
Yeah, so it was a balance mechanism in my head, but I always used to write either something I want to do for the day, so energy or tackling or passing, or I'd write something like that meant something to me or something to my family or something like that, just so I had that bit of motivation to keep going when I was playing.
So interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome. Alright, so that's concluding this little segment. I don't know what's going to happen next, but we'll see. Here we got the basis of what actually goes into it. Some of you guys can probably guess it right now. That's what you get to see though. Alright, this is how we're going so far. I've cooked most of this. I had corn and peas, but I'm not going to put that in just because it's too much work. I can save that for another day. This is the meat. So we got chicken, broccoli, carrot, onion. Rice is cooking over there. Have you still not guessed it? It's gonna come, it's gonna come. Bang, finished product. Buttered chicken with brown rice. I think that looks pretty good. Was it worth the effort? I think I got maybe 3 meals out of that, and yeah, I'd probably make a lot more if I was going to do it again, because ideally I want to get at least 4, and 4 solid meals, not just 3 little ones. So I'm going to dig into this, and then, yeah, I don't know what I'm going to do. I'll tell you exactly what I'm going to do, and that is go to bed. Man, that straight line running stuff, it kind of takes it out of you, but it feels good. I think every day I'm improving. I definitely felt it a lot more than the treadmill, just because you have to push off the soft grass. I also got a text from the scout-agent guy who said that the trial is actually this Saturday. Well, not trial, but the trial game, friendly match, this Saturday. So apparently there's going to be footage. Not sure if I'll be able to get my hands on it, but that is going to conclude today's video. Team Sweetie, I'm signing out. Make sure you leave a like on this video, subscribe if you're new around here, join the journey, and I'll see you in tomorrow's video. Bye.